What's up, guys? Welcome back. What do you think depression is? You think depression is a chemical imbalance in the head? For sure, for some. I used to think I was depressed. What depression is, and I think it is a lack of a good story that you're telling yourself in your head. Now think about this, dude. Do you think the blue-haired feminists at the rallies, do you think these guys that are going to shooting up schools, these poor kids taking their innocence, do you think all of the, people that are just lost all hope, do you think they actually have a good, heroic, personal myth in their life? What happens when you don't have a personal myth? Well, if you don't have a good, heroic story, someone else's story comes into your head and their ideology has more influence. So the absence of a good story, a good narrative, weakens you. It makes you susceptible. You're like floating out there. There's a void in your life. That is why America, we were united under what? We're one nation under God. This story that we all believed in with principles to live your life by, with the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving earth, right? We were united under this. Now you take that away, and is it impossible to have a good personal myth? I believe that every man should be responsible for it. I think many are failing to do so. I think that you have to nurture this. I can tell you this, you don't want to be 25, mid-20s, mid-30s, worrying about the Jews controlling everything, worrying about this secret society that has their hand like a puppeteer controlling everything. You probably don't want to be someone that thinks all women are sleuths, because how are you ever going to find your trad Catholic wife if all women are sleuths? You really want to be worried about returning to tradition? Like when you can, is this really what you want occupying your brain? How did you get here, dude? How did you get here? What did you pay attention to? The black pills, the rating everyone on a scale of 1 to 10. Do you really want to occupy your brain with this kind of stuff? Because the wrong story that occupies that thought form in your head can either raise your Thumos or give you low Thumos. And I truly believe that there is a anti-heroic story that is being promoted these days. And the only way to fight back is for you to take control of your mind and start telling yourself a better freaking story. If you don't, well, good luck, man. Good luck, because life is tough. There's a lot of struggle. And you need a heroic myth, a personal myth, something you truly believe in, how you think about yourself. If you're going to be able to combat the adversity of the modern world, if you're going to be able to struggle, if there's going to be crisis and you're able to struggle and finally find resolution and bring people together and find happiness and feel like your life has freaking meaning. But go ahead and turn on Netflix and it's pretty tough to find a heroic tale. Not many heroic tales are being promoted these days. The prevalent mindset in the media, I see this even in sci-fi books and fantasy, which I freaking love. It's hard to find good tales that you really want to get behind that protagonist. It's anti-heroic. That's what I see is being shown these days. Anti-heroic, weakening the man. If you want to ruin a nation, just change the tale that nation is promoting and sharing to the individual. You'll weaken him by the story that he tells himself. He won't know what to stand for. He won't know what to strive for. He won't feel like he can strive for something. Once you weaken men, you weaken the family, because a man is supposed to show and connect others to a bigger purpose and to make other people feel peace, like everything's going to be okay, like they can be alleviated from stress. But when you take that away from the man, he doesn't even know himself. How can he possibly lead anyone else? Which leads us to, what does a hero pursue? Well, every book that is freaking awesome, every hero that you ever loved was pursuing something. He wasn't just staying in his little town, jerking off. He wouldn't be a hero. There would be no there would be no plot. There would be no character development, dude. Think about Paul Atreides in Dune. You know, I know a lot of you guys like Dune. I liked it. Good book, great movie. You know, he's kind of forced into a chaos, into struggle on this new planet, where he has to take his father's place as a leader. Many of us don't have a dad where, you know, we can take his place in the company and become this leader. But, you know, you ain't going to get there by jerking off in your hometown. Staying at home. So what I'm saying is a lot of us don't have, you know, these tales. Any tale you think of it, it's just so amazing. The hero must pursue something. So let's get back on track. You need a noble pursuit. The logo, the High Thumos logo in our brotherhood, is a sword and a stone, which comes from the King Arthur tale of the sword and the stone. You know, he was the one, only he could pull that sword from the stone. No one else could take up that destiny because it was his destiny to remove the sword from the stone. That signifies and symbolizes your noble pursuit. Only you can take up that sword, dude. Be right back. Only you can take up the freaking sword. Now, if that isn't the most badass gift, I don't really know what is. My sister got me this. And let me just go ahead and knight you right now. Okay? There it is, dude. You're freaking knighted. The initiation process has begun. And it's up to you to chase after a noble pursuit. Because that noble pursuit is going to keep you away from wickedness, which is just things that make you feel like shit. And ultimately can kill you. All right? They can ruin your health. They can ruin your love. You become weak. You become a weirdo. You're not going to be weak if you take up the freaking sword and charge into battle. Okay? A noble pursuit will actually raise your dopamine. You're pursuing something, but here's the tricky part. You actually need some feedback. You know, you need some feedback. In the form of success, even small, little success, even, you know, if you approach a girl today and you haven't ever approached a girl and she says, no, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Great, that's some success, that's feedback. You can change your approach. Maybe you can start to get a bit more, you can fine-tune things. You get a bit more savvy. When you get no feedback, you just sit in your freaking house and just think about freaking slicing your own throat, you know? Because your world inside of your head just... So you must pursue something. You must have noble pursuits. Goals worth striving for. But you need these goals backed by a story. By a heroic story that you are telling yourself. Because if you don't, they'll just be goals that, oh, I want to lose weight. Why? Why do you want to lose weight, man? Because you're a freaking hero, and the hero can't be fat. He's got to climb mountains. He's got to run. He's got to fight. He's got to wield a sword. He's got to overcome the odds. You can't do that when you're fucking fat. You know, the hero must lead. Oh, I want all this money. I want $1 million. It's so fucking lazy, dude. Why $1 million? It's just a lazy number. You know, why do you want to strive? Why do you need ambition? So it must be backed by a good story. Or I don't think you're going to be able to withstand the forces of evil that are going to attack you in the struggles. I don't think you'll be able to withstand that. I think you'll way too easily fall back to bad habits. Just binging junk food and watching prawn and, you know, wasting time, procrastination, whatever you don't like that you do. It's very easy to fall back into those things where you're not pursuing something that you find noble and worthy. And when you don't have a good story driving that, you're not juiced up, you don't have spiritedness. So just keep that in mind, man. It's a damn shame for a man to kind of fall because the things in his head he's found, you know, nihilism. He's too self-conscious. He's too self-aware. Surround yourself with good men. Like, surround yourself with good, strong individuals who are like-minded, that can hold you accountable, that can push you to grow. That's why the High Thumos men's group is what it is, and why we have so many members that are inspired and actually making changes. Because again, the story that the tribe tells each other, that they believe in, one of spiritedness, it's hard to act in a anti-heroic way when everyone else is aiming at that thing, aiming to be heroic in their own life and pushing you to be better in yours. Make sure you surround yourself with strong individuals and positive messages. I would recommend reading some classics like Lord of the Rings. Read like good books of heroes, man. Read the Bible. Read about Jesus and the gospel coming down to earth and, going around in his ministry. Read about, watch maybe old films like freaking Rocky or Gladiator, something that Braveheart, where these men have that heroic ideal. Listen if you're going to listen to podcasts, like, don't listen to just so much doomer shit and so much comedy or dark humor, I should say, just like perverseness. But make sure that the story that you have is one that is courageous and thumonic, worth striving for something, dude. You got to get noble pursuits in your life. You should not stress out. Not everything is noble. That's why I call it noble, because not everything's important. A noble pursuit is big, but a noble pursuit is it calls upon you, man. Again, only you can take this. Your noble pursuit isn't to take a freaking cold shower every day and to be perfect and to make sure that you have 30 days of nofap under your belt. A noble pursuit is something that gives your life meaning. That's what a noble pursuit is. So don't be perfect. Abandon perfectionism and aim at something that you find worthy. I can't tell you that. Okay, no one else can tell you that. You got to find that. Sometimes it's just going after a simple thing. Okay, tell yourself a good freaking story, my friend, and let's get it. High Thumos. Peace.